Well, good afternoon and welcome into another edition of Face Off State Champs Lacrosse Show. Along with the coach, Greg Durham, my name is Sean Baligian. Now, Coach, another week gone by, another week closer to business time. I mean, you start with some of these big games coming up and the playoff games coming up and everything. Beautiful time of year for this great game of lacrosse.
Yes, coming up this week, we should find out what the seeding is for the playoffs moving forward. I think that comes out Wednesday for the boys. The girls is already out, but I think we'll talk about both of them next week to give everybody a good perspective on what we think for the playoffs, where it could lie and where it's going to happen. Should be pretty exciting. I think the other thing is that, there's a lot of good games this past week, but please, Mother Nature, can you please stop raining? I mean, that's basically – I'm telling you, I don't think there's been a day. I drove up to Grand Rapids this weekend to play for Grand Rapids Catholic Central, and it rained. It's just like, you can't get a break, but it is what it is. Hopefully, we have a game tonight, so hopefully it'll be nice and sunny and beautiful out for the boys and, our senior night too. So we'll see what happens. But good week of lacrosse. I think we saw a really good, exciting game with Catholic Central and Brother Rice. I wasn't at the game, but from what I saw on film, I thought it was a really nice, really good game. I think both teams made mistakes. But 12-9, that is a tight game. And it just shows you that CC keeps getting better. Rice has got some work to do to defend them off. And the chances it could be that those two teams face at least two more times if everything plays out to what they want. They could play out this weekend. They could play on Saturday if Rice gets by us, and then if CC gets by Cranbrook, that could be another big game coming up this weekend. But that's two of the heavyweights battling it out once again. And then, the Grand Rapids Catholic Central, we ventured out there, good Division II matchup. Very impressive, Grand Rapids Catholic Central. Not just the play of them, but their facilities are exemplary. It was unbelievable. I was really, really impressed with their facilities out there. They have an off-site facility, beautiful setup for everything. They have like a tunnel you walk through. Is super cool. I think my guys really enjoyed that. They're a good team, and for the first time, I saw live Kellen Russell Dixon play, and he's everything we expected. Really tough player. Really athletic. He set the pace for fast breaks. I think he had a goal and 2 assists as a long pole. So, it was nice seeing him. And like I said, Grand Rapids Catholic Central, well coached by Don Boyer. They were very, very they're just great. Great hosts. They're a good team. They took it to us a little bit, but, that's okay. I don't mind going out and getting beat by a good team if we can figure out later on down the line how we can play them again. So, that's a big thing. But overall, I saw some really good play, and that was really nice to see.
There's something to be said for that battle-tested stuff, Coach. I mean, I think you see it all the time. Tom Izzo is certainly a living example of that in college basketball. I think it makes your team all the better for it in the future. And I got to get back to the weather. I think the problem with the weather, too, is you're looking outside, and you see it pouring rain, and then you look at your weather app, and it says it's not raining. And that's been part of the problem. Maybe we got so much rain that the weather app doesn't, look like it's raining, but hopefully the weather stays nice. Hey, you bring up something, Coach, that you're going to be going through, and I think a lot of other teams are going to be going through. And this wasn't something that we were planning to talk about, but I think it bears repeating. Senior night. This was a very unique senior class. This was a class that, let's face it, a good part of their freshman year and sophomore year was taken away from them, not just athletics, but just school in general. This has been a group of seniors that has persevered. I'm going to ask you to personalize it. Tell me what this group of seniors means to you and, what this senior day means in general for other coaches out there.
This is a unique year. We're not heavy on seniors. I think I have 9. That's including my manager. So, we have, 8 guys, and my 9th is my manager, who's a senior as well. They're all this great young men. They're very bright. They have gone through a lot, with the COVID year, not getting the opportunity to play that year. And then just kind of jumping that first JV season that they might have missed. And I think that might be even an issue within our program, is that there's some lost IQ that they didn't get to develop for a whole season. Playing high school level lacrosse, whether it's JV or whether it's varsity, a lot of these guys miss that opportunity to play, that spring sport that they love. And it's unfortunate, but for the most part, I can tell you right now, the 9 guys that I'm graduating this year are just phenomenal people. They're phenomenal young men. Love every one of them. They're just great kids. They give back to the community. They work hard in the classroom, and they work really hard on the field as well. So it's really it stinks that I'm going to lose some of these guys, but at the same time, I look forward to their endeavors down the line, because I think a lot of them are in the right frame of mind, what they want to do with their lives down the line. So that's all that matters to me. It's not what happens. That's not what happens now. It's like in 10 years what I see. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I see. And so I'll give you an example. I have a Northville kid, as you know, as a coach in Northville, getting married this summer. And he invited me to the wedding. And I know what that wedding will be, a bunch of his teammates. That's the 2010 team. So it's like, it's that camaraderie we kept. They kept in touch with me. We've kept in touch. And I know a lot of coaches do the same thing. Don't get me wrong. But it's a great feeling to see how well your players have done down the line, what kind of human beings they became, what kind of husbands are they going to be, what kind of sons have they become, brothers, etc. That's the most important thing about coaching for us. I think for most of us that are in this, it's not just about lacrosse or about football or about soccer or whatever sport it may be. It's about the human beings that move on and then 10 years down the line telling me, hey, thanks for everything that you did for me. So
that's stated. Cool. Yeah, no doubt. Well stated. So to all the seniors out there, awesome. Enjoy your night, as I'm sure your team is going to enjoy you as well. Coach, we're in a good place this week in looking at some of the rankings this week. I don't remember you talking about on the bubble in the past. That's a good problem to have when there are so many great teams that you have a difficult time trying to get a bona fide top 10 down. There are some teams that certainly could make an argument to be in the top 10 for really both sides, for the ladies and the boys.
Yes. And for the boys, we'll start out, nothing's really changed in the top 5. I don't even think a place change or anything like that. It's Brother Rice, Heartland, Forest Hill Central, CC, Country Day. I really think that those are the top 3 Division I, and the top 3 Division II are probably going to end up meeting. So you got Forest Hill Central, Country Day, and East Grand Rapids, and then you got Brother Rice, Heartland, and CC. You can't count out the Rockfords, the Forest Hills Easterns, the Grand Ledges, the Clarkstons. They're all going to be in it. The problem is they're going to have to go through one of those down the line. And we'll see, on the boys' side, we'll see when the seeding comes out. On the bubble, I have teams like Hudsonville, who have a good record and they have a tough schedule. They're on the west side of the state. You got Lake Orion, who is battle-tested. Yeah, they lost to Clarkston, but they're well-coached. They have some great players. You got Grand Rapids Catholic Central, who I just play. I'm telling you, they're there to reckon with. They're a solid team all around. It's not like they have a lot of weaknesses. So those teams are the ones, I foresee that are going to be getting in deep to the playoffs with their group, at least through the regionals. Okay. And then you got the girls' top. I mean, not a lot's changed. You got Forest Hill Central, Country Day 1-2. You got Rockford at 3, they're Division I. You got Forest Hill Northern, they're Division I. You got Heartland, Division I. Huron Valley, Division. Like the top 2 are the top 2 Division II teams, and then you got Division Is, and then you got Grand Rapids Catholic Central for the girls. You got Bloomfield Hills. You got EGR, and I put a new one in there that hasn't been in the top 10, but I think they get a place because they're undefeated, and that's Northview. Which is another west side of the state program, right? Newer program. So, looking at them, hopefully they can set the mark too. But then who do you got looking in? You got Mercy, you got Brighton, you got Cranbrook, and you got South Lyons. South Lyons, a very well-coached team, very good team. I watched them play the other night. They pretty much handled Livonia United pretty well, but they're a very, very well-coached team and a lot to see there. So.
our friends at Warrior, and we can't thank them enough for not only supporting this, but supporting our award that came back, our Warrior Player of the Year award. We told everybody, Coach Durham, chill. You know, if there's a name missing from the list in the first couple weeks, even mid-season, chill. Things are going to change. This list is fluid. It took us a couple weeks, but I'll tell you what, last week, you saw a lot of people comment, whether it be on Facebook, whether it be on Twitter. I responded to a couple people on Twitter about some names that they thought should appear on our list. And you know what? We listened in the regards to two different guys. So two new names are going to be jumping on our Warrior Player of the Year list. We are going to add Evan Busby, the Fogo from Heartland, and another Fogo, Blake Berry from Clarkston. Coach, you've seen both of these guys. You're familiar with these guys. What can you tell us about Evan Busby to start?
Evan just kind of, he's their catalyst for their team. I mean, Heartland's very successful, and it starts at that X. And Evan leads the way on that. He was an All-American last year. Probably going to be another one this year, possibility. Who knows when it comes down the line. But overall, I thought he's been one of the best players in the state. And as well, Blake Berry, Clarkson's success runs through him. Talking to Brian Kamiskis, he says we wouldn't be able to do what we do without Blake Berry. I mean, that's just what it is. And he's had a great season as well. And fortunately, we get to meet them on Monday to check that out. So I'm pretty excited about that. But, hey, there's other guys out there too. So this is not complete. This isn't done yet. We want to see everybody and get everybody's 2 cents put forth. But I think for the most part, this is a pretty good list.
Well, you can be a part of it. As I mentioned, you can reach out to us at State Champs. You can reach out to me proper, the coach, whatever the case may be. If there's somebody that you think maybe we're overlooking, maybe he isn't getting the love that you feel he deserves, make sure you let us know. Hit us up on social media. And for those names on the list, you out there can be a part of that as well. We have our voting taking place right now for the Warrior Lacrosse Player of the Year. All you need to do is go to statechampsnetwork.com. You can vote early. You can vote often. Don't forget, the leading vote getter, the online winner, cannot be taken off our list. Automatically gets into our Final Four, giving them certainly an advantage and a distinct one at that. But, Coach, as you mentioned, I don't think this is what the list is going to look like when all is said and done. I have a feeling there are some more changes coming up. But in the meantime, that is our Warrior Lacrosse Player of the Year update. As always, some huge games around the state on both sides, both the boys and the girls. I know you've got a circle around a few of them.
Yeah, I think Thursdays, Forest Hills Eastern plays Forest Hills Central. That's a crosstown rival. That should be a great game. That's on the boys' end. And then you have, Friday, you got Country Day at Rockford, 2 teams, and I've played both of them. Very even. We'll see what happens there. I see if DCD can pull out a road win there. And then you got Grand Rapids Catholic Central playing Cranbrook. Cranbrook is a team on the rise. They're playing really well. I know JD has got them playing really well. But, like I said, Don has his guys playing as well too, so we'll see how they go. And then, South Lyon Unified playing Clarkston on Friday as well. That should be a nice game. A little bit of cross rivalry there, cross town. We'll see what happens there as South Lyon travels over to Clarkston for that game. But then, the 2 big games this weekend, Saturday, you got Forest Hills Central hosting Heartland. That's 2 versus 3 in our rankings. Huge. And then, if the CSL championship, whoever it may be, should be a great game too, held at Catholic Central on Saturday. So that should be a great game. If it's Rice and CC, that'll be game number 2. We'll see what happens, but we'll go for there. And then
not
girls.
To be undone, some huge girls games, yeah?
So Marion plays Bloomfield Hills at Bloomfield Hills on Thursday. That's a rivalry right there. In the same city, all that good stuff. And then Friday you got Country. Yeah, here we go. Detroit Country Day at EGR. We'll see if EGR can bounce back, maybe get a win on that one at home. And then Heartland's playing Heartland at Forest Hills Northeastern. Couple Division I matchups, cross the state matchup there. That should be interesting. And then I know Hazlitt and Livonia United kind of have a little rivalry going. That should be a great game. Hazlitt with their little backer zone they run is coming to Livonia. Now, like I said, if I can catch some of that game, I will. But we'll see what happens. And that should be a really good game. And then Saturday, couple upcoming teams in Division II. Ann Arbor Father Gabriel Richard at Divine Child, another Catholic League matchup.
Yeah, going to be huge. Hey, I want to wish everybody good luck out there. Coach, certainly wish you and Orchard Lake St. Mary's out there. I know it's always an emotional night with senior night. The boys got to focus. The girls got to focus and do what they need to do to the task at hand. But, for many of these kids on both sides, their careers are coming to an end. I mean, a major part of their life is coming to an end. So you give a tip of the cap for that, to be sure. And we wish everybody the best of luck. Always a pleasure, my friend. Good luck to you guys as well.
Thanks. We'll see you, Sean. We'll see you next week.
All right. For the coach, Coach Durham, and John Kidd, behind the scenes, the guy does everything. He works like 73 men. My name is Sean Baligian saying thanks for checking out the State Champs Lacrosse Show Face Off.
State Champs Face Off is presented by Lawrence Technological University. Be curious. Make magic. Visit ltu.edu. Face Off is also brought to you by the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. The Michigan Army National Guard, a proud sponsor of the MHSAA. Warrior Lacrosse, Michigan-based, Michigan-built. Visit warrior.com. The Detroit Athletic Club Foundation Male and Female Athlete of the Year Awards. Who will be this year's award winners? Find out live June 5th, only on the State Champs Sports Network.